Mexico, Brazil, China, Egypt, Guatemala, and Ireland have in common. They are on different sides of the map. They have different languages. They have different customs, but they all have a legal drinking age of 18. And now the question is, should we add the US to this list? Positions are deeply polarized on whether we should lower the drinking age or not. Health, age of adulthood, and money are the deciding factors on this issue. The first issue is number one is the health issues. So they're gonna drink whether it's legal or not. Not as many maybe, but mostly they're still gonna do it. So if they're not scared that they're gonna get arrested, if someone has alcohol poisoning or they get injured in some way, they're more likely to call the cops because they're not gonna go to jail if they're legally drinking. But if they're not, like, they're not gonna wanna call the cops, and before long someone could die if they have alcohol poisoning, they're not gonna know. So they could call the cops if it's legal, but if it's not, they're not gonna want to. And there's this whole like forbidden fruit theory that like if it is illegal, then they're gonna wanna do it because it's illegal. It's like the thrill, I guess. They're gonna wanna drink more, which is an increase in extreme binge drinking. But on the other side of that, the drinking can interfere with development of the frontal lobe. It impairs emotional regulation, planning, and organization. And it could cause chronic problems like vulnerability to addiction, dangerous risk-taking behavior, reduced decision-making ability, memory loss, depression, and even suicide. The second topic is, when should you be allowed to make your decisions? If you can go to war, if you can get married, if you can vote, buy lottery tickets or cigarettes, you should be able to drink, they say. You should be able to make your own decisions. And that's all a part of like growing up. Adults drink, and so the kids want to adopt adult-like behaviors. They want to be able to do what their parents are doing. And it's like a part of growing up. It's part of becoming an adult basically in America. And like if we lower the age, the faster they'll want to become an adult and the faster they'll be on their own. It's a part of becoming who you are and finding out who you are and finding your identity. But on the other side of that, they say that there is a reason the driving age is 16. There's a reason you can rent a car at 25. There's a reason you have to be 18 to get married. And there's a reason the legal drinking age is 21. Young adults' brains are more developed at 21 than they are at 18. They're better able to know what they can handle and what they cannot handle. And they say you're not completely developed until you're 25, so they think that like 21 is a good compromise between the two, 18 and 25. The third and the last issue is the money. If they're drinking in these bars and restaurants because it's legal, they're going to increase the revenue for the individual business owners, and so the individual business owners are going to be giving more money to the government for the taxes and whatever that they're serving from this alcohol. And we're spending all this money on police and fighting crime that we really can't control. They're not going to be able to control it. They're going to drink either way. So why are we spending money like from the cops to even control something that we can't control? Mark Beckner, chief of police in Boulder, Colorado, said that we'd find a party where we knew there was underage drinking. We would steal the house, surround the house with officers, and we would write every single underage person coming out of the house. We wrote hundreds and hundreds. All we did was push it further underground. So they're not changing anything. It's just making it harder for them to control it. And the other side of that is that states individually have the right to decide what they want their age to be, but in 1987, Reagan said that it must be 21 for each state must decide that, or else they take 10% of their federal highway construction money. And they're not going to want to lose money just so they can lower the drinking age. That's a lot of money when you think about it. 10% of all the money that they're getting from the federal government, that's a lot. So they're not going to want to do that. So to conclude, there are many factors that must go into deciding. Is it more harmful to keep the age or change it? When should someone be able to make their own choices? And would it stimulate or hurt the economy? Many countries have a drinking age of 18, and many countries have a drinking age that is higher than that, or many countries have a drinking age that is even forbidden. They can't drink at all. So Canada and Mexico both have a drinking age of 18. So should we join our neighbors, or should we stay safe?
You said that they would be more likely to call the cops if it was legal for them to drink by lowering the drinking age, but they're mentally impaired by drinking, so what are the chances of them actually calling the police because they're unsure of what's going on because of the alcohol that is in their system?
Yeah, and that's part of like when we had that talk or whatever, she was talking about how like it is legal for us to call, but they're not gonna know that, that's true. And I guess like if they're gonna know if they're drinking illegally or not, they're gonna know if they're right or wrong. So hopefully they'll just know when they're drunk, I don't know. I guess just look.
So of the like European countries and Canada and Mexico that have it like at 16 or 18, what is their like medical reason for it?
I guess like, well, I read this one article about, I don't know where it is, but it says that they should start drinking when they're 6 or 8. So like they know how to handle it. And I'm sure that they have a lot more problems like liver disease and stuff, but they know how to handle it better since they start drinking that young. They have like a glass of wine at dinner with their family and they like understand the risks that they're taking. It's more like of just like a regular drink to them, I guess. It's not like something that you do on the weekends. It's just an everyday thing.
You just talked about like countries with drinking ages lower than like 21. Are there more countries with drinking ages under like 21, or are there more with like older, like 20, 21 or older, I guess?
Yeah, I think there's only one country with, 1 or 2 countries with age of 21, and then just all like the Middle East countries that's forbidden for drinking. But most of the other countries have like either 16, 18, and then there's a few that's like 20.
So, like, with the countries with the 18-year-olds drinking, do they still have underage drinking problems?
I'm sure they do.
Like, is that as bad as here, though?
I'm sure it's not. I mean, everyone's gonna have problems, and like that's one of the things. Like, if we do lower to 18, the younger kids will want to start drinking it, and like they say, like before long, that like even like 10-year-olds will want to be drinking, and I guess like that might be one of the problems they have there, but I'm not sure.
I think it's plausible that they would ever be lowered with the scientific community backing that our brains are fully developed around the age of 21. Do you think that will ever be able to convince someone to lower?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is like the scientific community it's a big community, but there's also like I found a lot of people against it, and I found a lot of people for it. It seemed like it was about 50-50.
All right.